Hello everyone. As a continuity of the lecture series, in today's video, we will be discussing about egg powder processing with respect to format drying. Have you ever used an instant coffee powder or a milk powder? So now let's imagine the same concept for eggs, but made using a special method called format drying. Today, I'll explain how egg powder is made with this method with a real life example. So what is format drying or why format drying? Liquid eggs, as we all know, it's going to spoil within few hours if it's not being refrigerated. Transporting them safely is another difficult task. But egg powder is going to last for 6 to 12 months, which requires no refrigeration. And it is used by many people like bakeries, hotels, and then for the military purpose. Traditional drying methods like spray drying are expensive, whereas format drying is a low cost, simple, and yet nutrient preserving alternative. So let's dive in detail and understand what is format drying actually. So what happens in format drying initially is, let's take an example. Let's think of how we dry beaten coffee foam on top of a cup. So if you leave it, the thin foam dries faster than the liquid. Format drying is going to be exactly the same principle, where initially we're going to whip the liquid egg into stable form. Like that happens while rigorously we are beating the liquid. So first what we do is we convert the egg liquid into stable form. Once it is done, it's going to be spread on the thin mat, the foam, and then it's going to be dried at a moderate temperature, which is going to be around 40 to 90 degree temperature range, and then it's going to be grind into powder. This reduces drying time and keeps the nutrients intact. Over here we'll be discussing about how format drying actually works. So initially the breaking and the filtering is going to happen before the foam creation, where the fresh eggs are broken and filtered, shells, chalaza, and the impurities are going to be removed. And then we go with something called pasteurization, which is nothing but the liquid egg is going to be heated around 62 degrees Celsius for few minutes, which is going to ensure that the harmful bacteria are being completely destroyed. This is the pre-preparatory phase. And then we have something called foaming, which is a key step. Whipping is going to make the egg airy. To make this foam stable, we add a safe grade stabilizers like CMC, which is nothing but the carboxymethyl cellulose, to ensure that the egg white or the foam is going to be stable. So what happens here is, once it is done, it's going to be spreaded into thin layers on the foam mat uniformly. Thin layers equals quick moisture removal. That is what actually happens at that phase, which is nothing but the mat formation, where the uniform drying is going to happen. Once that stage is passed, we have the drying stage, where the trays are going to be placed in a hot air dryer at 50 to 60 degrees Celsius. Because the foam is airy, the water escapes very quickly. So within 2 to 4 hours, the foam becomes dry flakes. Once the drying is completely done, the dried foam sheets are broken into flakes and they are ground into fine powders, and it further undergoes the sieving process. As we undergo all these stages, the last stage is going to be the packaging stage, where the powder is packed in pouches with moisture barriers like aluminum laminates, something like that, which is going to prevent the spoilage criteria. So let's have an example. Let's look at how a bakery benefits by using this. A small bakery wants to make let's say 200 sponge cakes during the festival time. Usually they're going to need 15 to 20 trays of egg fresh, which are difficult to transport and which is prone to spoilage. Instead they use egg powders. So let's take 100 gram egg powders with for an example of 300 ml of water. So they're going to require 5 to 6 eggs. No cracking, no shell wastage. There's going to be consistent quality and easy storage. This is the possible way because format drying keeps the foaming ability of the eggs intact. So, with this is the reason why we go for format drying. One is going to be the improved quality, enhanced solubility, and the porous structure, which is going to make it quickly dissolvable. So, as a conclusion of this, format drying is an excellent technique and an advanced technique which is optable when compared to the other drying methods, whereas focusing all the benefits. So it has more advantages in case of bakeries and hotels, and mostly with the products where we go with bakery items, instant foods, and also in certain cases they go with military rations where it is used, and it is also cheaper when compared to the spray drying. So with this I believe we have learned how format drying actually works and what is the benefit of opting for format drying, and how it can have an impact on the quality of the egg powder during the processing stages. Thank you.